Hey, what's up guys? In today's video, we're going to be going over some interesting PlayStation news. So if you end up enjoying the video, drop it a like, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. So the first topic in the video has to do with some unfortunate news when it comes to the PC release date for The Last of Us Part 1. So reading from PlayStation Universe, the headline reads, The Last of Us Part 1 PC release date pushed to March 28th. Naughty Dog has announced that the PC version of The Last of Us Part 1 has been pushed back to March 28th. The game was originally slated to arrive on March 3rd, so the delay is only a few weeks. Not too bad considering some titles are pushed back months. Here's what the studio had to say in a post on its official Twitter account. Quote, let's get right to it. We initially announced The Last of Us Part 1 PC release would be March 3rd, but we've decided to push its launch date out by just a few weeks. It will now be released on March 28th. We at the studio have been completely blown away by the outpouring of love and support for The Last of Us these last few weeks. Hearing your love for the HBO adaptation, seeing your beautiful photo mode shots, and learning about how the world and characters our studio created nearly a decade ago continue to reach new and old fans alike floor us every day. We know a lot of you have been revisiting the story that started it all with The Last of Us Part 1 on PlayStation 5 console, and we realize many of you have been excited to jump in, some for the first time when Part 1 hits PC, unquote. And so yeah guys, this was something I wasn't really expecting at all, because today would have been the exact 1 month mark since or until this game was supposed to launch on PC. And honestly, the more that I've thought about it, I kind of understand why. Not only because maybe the game's not completely ready and they just want a few more weeks to polish and, squash any more bugs, but I feel like the main reason why this is being delayed till the end of March is because of the success of the HBO show. Now, this show being as successful as it is isn't, to me, totally shocking, because The Last of Us, I think The Last of Us is phenomenal, and I'm glad that a lot more people are getting a chance to experience this story. Each episode, there's just more and more people watching, and I expect that to continue for probably the rest of the first season. And so it probably makes sense for them to delay it until after the show is completely over, because if the episodes continue to be as great as they are all the way up until this first season is over, then the fan base is just going to continue to grow and grow, and that will just make more people want to buy this game on PC. I can almost guarantee you there's a lot of people that only own a PC and they've never played The Last of Us, and what if they're watching the show right now and they're like, oh wow, this is really good, and then let's say after episode 9 comes out and they're like, oh wow, I love The Last of Us, and then they find out, oh, in a couple weeks you can play the first game on PC. I don't think that's the only reason why this has been delayed, but I feel like the main reason why The Last of Us Part 1 has been delayed on PC is due to the success of the HBO show. But what do you guys think? Down below, let me know your thoughts on the fact that The Last of Us Part 1 PC launch has been pushed back. Moving on to the next topic in the video, we're going to be going over an update regarding Alan Wake 2. So once again, reading from PlayStation Universe, the headline reads, Alan Wake 2 developer Remedy is aiming for full-fledged survival horror. Alan Wake 2 is being positioned as a pure survival horror experience, developer Remedy has revealed during an interview with Games Radar Plus. Alan Wake 2 game director Kyle Rowley discussed the changes that the sequel brings to the table, noting the original game was an action game by the way of Stephen King, then an all-out horror fest. While Rowley noted the studio isn't ready to reveal too much yet, he did touch base on the new direction for Alan Wake 2. Quote, what I will say is that we very much want to put a stake in the ground and say we are creating Remedy's take on the survival horror genre. Gameplay, narrative, atmosphere, music. It's all singing from the same hymn sheet, and that was very important for us from the outset, unquote. And so yeah guys, honestly, when I was looking back whenever this year first started, I was thinking about my most anticipated games for this year, and I'm going to be honest, I completely forgot this game was coming out this year, because I believe this game got revealed back in 2021 at the Game Awards, and it's going to be Because the first Alan Wake game is pretty much like an action game with horror elements. And I think Alan Wake is a very good game. And so obviously I'm very, very excited for Alan Wake 2. And apparently it's not really going to be an action game this time around. It's going to be more of a survival horror game. And I don't have too much experience with that genre. I played a little bit of the Resident Evil 2 remake, and I'm currently playing through the Dead Space remake, which I'm loving. So, I mean, I'm very excited. This is the direction that Remedy is taking the Alan Wake sequel, and hopefully we get a release date sometime soon. But what do you guys think down below? Let me know your thoughts on the fact that Alan Wake 2 is going to pretty much be a full-fledged survival horror game. Moving on to the next topic in the video, we're going to be going over some major rumors regarding Marvel's Wolverine from Insomniac. So before I even get into this topic, just please take this with a grain of salt because nothing's confirmed. It's just a giant rumor right now. So reading from PlayStation Universe, the headline reads, Rumor, Marvel's Wolverine PS5 release targeting fall 2024 with hard R rating. Insomniac Games is reportedly targeting a fall 2024 release window for Marvel's Wolverine on PS5, according to Giant Bomb's Jeff Grubb. This would put the game out around a year after Marvel Spider-Man 2, which is slated for release in fall 2023 on PS5. However, Insomniac is also reportedly discussing a 2025 launch internally. The studio is also aiming for a hard R rating and is looking to avoid any ties with Fox's X-Men movies by using a pre-X-Men Wolverine. Speaking on Game Mess Mornings on Giant Bomb, Grubb also briefly discussed what Marvel's Wolverine will look like, claiming it won't be fully open world, but rather have several open sections of a world to explore. He also suggested that Spider-Man and Wolverine will share the same universe, and that the clawed anti-hero may show up in the post-credits for Spider-Man 2. Now, really quickly, I want to touch on the end of this article right there when it says that Spider-Man and Wolverine are going to be sharing the same universe in this Insomniac universe that they're creating. And this might not be the most popular opinion, but I hope that's not true. I mean, it would be awesome seeing like Spider-Man and Wolverine because they're both like, Spider-Man is my favorite Marvel character of all time and Wolverine is awesome. But I kind of hope that this isn't true and that they have their own separate universe. To make a Wolverine game that does it justice, it has to be very gory and like, at least, if not an R rating, at least a very mature rating. And that's not what Spider-Man is. Like, I don't even, like, there's barely any blood in the two Spider-Man games that we've gotten from Insomniac. So just based on like the rating, I don't really know how that makes much sense. I bet probably most people are like, are you crazy? Why wouldn't you want Wolverine and Spider-Man together? And part of me does, but at the same time, I hope they're separate, because I want like a really grounded, like very serious Wolverine game, kind of like The Last of Us, but like Wolverine, so when it comes to that, I hope they're separate. And apparently also Jeff Grubb is saying that this Wolverine game is not going to be fully open world. It's going to be like open linear, I guess, maybe kind of like God of War, where like it's mainly like linear, but then there are certain sections where you can explore more. And honestly, I feel like that's the best of both worlds. I don't want like a fully blown open world Wolverine game. That kind of doesn't make sense, and I also don't really want like a extremely linear Wolverine game like the Gears of War franchise, at least like the original ones. So I feel like a linear yet sometimes open world, I feel like that would make the most sense for a Wolverine game. And also Jeff Grubb is saying that apparently they are targeting a release of fall 2024, which would only be 1 year after Spider-Man 2 releases. Even though this is a giant rumor, and apparently they're also talking about a 2025 launch, which I feel like that might make more sense. But if Insomniac is somehow able to release Spider-Man 2 in fall of this year and just 1 year later release Wolverine, I don't even know how that's possible. Like, how many people are working at Insomniac? Like, they must not sleep. So so their name fits them, you know? Like, I don't know how you can release a massive AAA game like Spider-Man 2 and then literally 1 year later release a massive AAA Wolverine game. I don't understand. I mean, I hope that's true. I hope it doesn't come out in like 2025. You know, hopefully it's sometime 2024, but the absolute earliest would be, you know, pretty much the end of 2024. And so, yeah, guys, down below, let me know your thoughts on all these rumors from Jeff Grubb about this Wolverine game. Let me know your thoughts on them pushing for a hard R rating. Also, let me know your thoughts on how apparently this game might be releasing only a year after Spider-Man 2 launches. And also let me know your thoughts on how it apparently won't be fully open world. It'll be like linear with some certain open sections. Just let me know down below. Moving on to the final topic in the video, we're going to be going over some good news when it comes to the PlayStation 5 Dualsense controller. So, reading from PlayStation Universe, the headline reads, PS5 system software update allows you to update DualSense wirelessly. Sony Interactive Entertainment has announced that the latest PS5 system software update, which is currently available for beta testers, allows you to update the DualSense controller wirelessly. And so, yeah, guys, this is not like earth-shattering news. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of annoying whenever you get a new update for your PS5 and then it says, "Oh, please connect your USB cable to the PS5 and to your controller so you can update it." You know, it's not the end of the world. It's just very annoying because then you know, I have to get up and then dig for it, which I know that's lazy, but I don't care. And yeah, it's just nice to see that finally, once this beta update is available for everyone to download, we'll no longer have to use that cable to update our controller. We can just do it wirelessly. And I think that's pretty cool. But what do you guys think down below? Let me know your thoughts on the fact that apparently in a future system software update coming to the PS5, you will finally be able to update your DualSense wirelessly. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it or found it informative, drop it a like and hit the subscribe button by turning on the post notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. Until next time, guys, take care.